Hi everyone, and welcome to I think it's day 1, 2, 3, 4, day 4 of the Naturopathic Medicine Week, and I'm really excited to welcome Verity Vincent to our guest speaker series. Verity, I've known for a while now. I met her at World Park. It feels like it's a bit of a World Park College Week. It wasn't meant to. I did try just to find other people, but it's just that a lot of the people from World Park who I know are doing really, really well, and I'm practicing as naturopaths, which is why I've kind of got all these World Park people. And Verity's I'm really excited about because I've kind of been looking at different aspects of naturopathy and how different people work. And Verity, I'm going to get you to talk about your story in a minute, but what I love about what you're doing is that you're working in a really busy clinic. There's lots of other naturopaths there. It's a really successful clinic, and you're also working for Phytomed, which is like the biggest herbal medicine manufacturer in New Zealand. And the fact that you're doing that means you get to see two different sides of naturopathy, which I think is really exciting. So I'm so happy that you agreed to do this. So thank you very much for agreeing to be here.
Thank you for having me.
And what I'll do is I'll get you to start off just by telling everyone a little bit about you and about your story and how you came across naturopathy. What was it that made you be interested in naturopathy?
Well, yeah, Sarah, look, I came across naturopathy when my children were really young. They were babies, and my eldest son, he was 15 months at the time, and we were constantly at the doctors. You know, he suffered from recurrent colds, ear infections, asthma-like symptoms. They couldn't really diagnose under 2, but they put him on all sorts of antibiotics and inhalers. I just felt like, you know, we were constantly down at the practice and not really getting any, you know, progress with his health. And I just didn't sit well with me that we were pumping him full of pharmaceuticals. And so I decided to book him in with a naturopath after passing a clinic, you know, daily on my way to work. And so after a couple of appointments, we eliminated foods for a period of time and incorporated some gut healing remedies. And he was just like a different child. So I just thought, you know, there's something in this. And you know, finally getting some answers for, you know, some of his health problems. And you know, what really stood out to me was the time that the naturopath gave us and the compassion that was shown. You know, that really stood out to me. And around that time, I've come from a corporate background, so I'd been working in marketing and events, you know, putting in long hours. And I wasn't leading the healthiest lifestyles, to be honest, you know, regarding my food choices and stress. And so I turned, you know, to natural health as well. And I changed some of my nutrition, and I started looking at managing some of my stress through meditation and yoga. And, you know, I was able to turn my health situation around as well, which was great. And so after I saw the transformation in my health and my family's health, I decided that you know, there's something in this holistic, you know, patient-centered approach. And I was inspired to go in a new direction with my career. And that's when I decided to train to become a naturopath and medical herbalist.
And had you actually come, you know, when you said you came across a naturopath, had you heard about naturopathy before, or did you just happen to see a sign and thought, oh, I wonder what that is? Or did someone tell you about it?
Yeah. No, I didn't really know. I didn't really have an understanding of what it was, but I just saw the sign, and it just kind of, something resonated with me. And I thought, well, I'm passing this every day on my way to work. There could be something in this. Let's give it a shot, because nothing else is working. So no, I didn't really have a knowledge of naturopathy before. And we're going back, you know, 13 years ago.
Wow. And so what happened? So you went to college and you studied it. How was that experience? And then what happened when you came out the other side?
Amazing, you know. So with young children, I studied with World Park College, and it was over, gosh, I think it was 5 years. I did it part-time. And so I met, across those 5 years, I met some amazing people and amazing tutors like yourself. Sarah was one of my tutors there, and yeah, it was incredible, especially that final clinical year, actually putting all of that theory into practice. What an honor to share that space with my, fellow practitioner students, colleagues, and be able to see clients. It was just incredible to share that space, and overwhelming, because it's like, wow, this is it now. This is what we train for, and yeah, it was incredible. So, but what a relief to finally finish. What a relief. It was, yeah, it was a good feeling.
What did you do after you graduated? How did you practice? What did you do?
Yeah, so I was really fortunate, actually. When I finished, my wonderful colleague Sharon Erdrich approached me, and she runs a successful practice in Mount Albert called House of Health. And she asked if I'd be interested in joining the team. And of course, I jumped on that opportunity. So I currently practice there once a week, and I see clients. So at the moment online through Zoom, but I do, when we go back, to normal, I'll be able to see clients in person again. And I also work in a naturopath capacity for Phytomed, as you mentioned before, who are manufacturers of herbal medicine. So yeah, I do all sorts of jobs there, and sort of answering technical queries that come through from other practitioners, to consumer queries on our KiwiHerb brand, and also making up herbal dispensary prescriptions for practitioners to go out to their clients.
So you actually get to make the herbs up.
I know, it's amazing. I know, I love that. Such a special time being in the dispensary. There's like over 200 herbs, and I just love being in that space. And particularly the New Zealand natives really resonate with me. So you try and it's lovely working with all the herbs, actually. And some
do you have any favorites?
Absolutely. I mean, I know it's the star of the adaptogens. Adaptogens being herbs that help the body cope and adjust to stress. Withania, also known as ashwagandha, that's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorite stress herbs. And look, kawa is one of my favorites. It's like the star of the New Zealand natives. A beautiful herb for digestive problems and also chronic skin conditions as well. Those would be a couple of my favorites. I'm really enjoying the medicinal mushrooms at the moment. Lion's mane's one of my favorites. It's such an amazing looking mushroom fungi, isn't it?
Yeah, I tried some of that. Tasted much nicer than I thought. It's kind of like Marmite, but nice.
Yeah, it's amazing, that yeasty, the yeast.
And what do the mushrooms do? People are interested in the mushrooms.
The mushrooms, immune modulating, so really well indicated at the moment to sort of boost the immune system. What I love about lion's mane is there's some good evidence around cognitive, helping support cognition. So may be useful for anti-aging, Alzheimer's. Really supportive, maybe repairing the nervous system. So if there's been situations where a client may have had concussion or nerve damage, something like lion's mane would be well indicated. So there are a couple of my favorites. I could go on and on about them. I know how much you love your herbs too.
I do. I've got favourites. I'm not very good at expanding. I'm like, these are my favourites and everyone needs to have them. I need to get better at expanding my knowledge. That's cool. That's brilliant. I love it.
I love it. Yeah, look, I love seeing, it's a real, seeing clients in practice is really special. So like I normally it's about 90 minutes and we ask loads of questions. So, that's the really special feature, I think, of naturopathy, is that we give clients that time to share their story, and we ask all sorts of questions about their life. So you get to know people really well, you get that really in-depth knowledge, so that you can really come up with a wellness plan that is very unique to that client. Yeah. So
How
I
would
mean,
you define naturopathy to someone? If like you, had you never come across naturopathy before, if someone then came to you and said, "What's naturopathy?" How would
yeah.
you explain that to someone in a way that would make sense?
Yeah, that's a a really important question, because
Really hard
this
question.
is Naturopathic Medicine Awareness Week. So I see naturopathy as a holistic approach to health. One where the whole person is treated. You're not just looking at one area or one problem that they perhaps initially came in for. You end up uncovering a whole lot of issues and connections. So it's an approach where the outcome is that you seek is to achieve balance between the mind and the body, and in our relationships with people, food, and our environment and other factors. To me, naturopathy encompasses the healing power of nature.
Mm-hmm.
And also we tap into the innate healing powers of the body, or the innate ability of the body to heal. And it's about providing sustainable tools for long-term wellness. And like I said before, it's about the special feature is that we offer personalized care. And within that space, naturopaths, are able to dive deeper and actually look at what some of the underlying causes of health issues might be, whether that be physical, nutritional, environmental, emotional, or psychological. And you carefully consider all aspects of a person's life when coming up with that plan. And it might be, we might look at all sorts of tools, from talking to motivate health change, lifestyle and nutritional recommendations, prescribing herbal formulas and supplements. And we might at times recommend for further testing, or referring on to other practitioners, GPs, osteopathy, acupuncture, and counselling. Yeah.
So how do you see the role of naturopathy in healthcare? So currently, we're obviously on the fringe. So where do you see it, or where would you like to see it?
Yeah, look, I would like to see naturopathy integrated into mainstream healthcare, so that it actually becomes affordable and accessible to all. At the moment, there's no funding. So, some of the people who really would benefit can't access our services. And so, from a preventative healthcare and cost-saving perspective too, I think the current healthcare model could benefit hugely from incorporating naturopathic principles, especially with the current burden, of chronic health conditions that we know can be addressed through diet and lifestyle changes, such as diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. And Sarah, like we reflect on the last 18 months, and I think that's made us consider more than ever the importance of encompassing the whole picture of health and exploring natural options, to help support our immune system, reduce inflammation in the body, manage the stress and anxiety, which is a big part, of a picture when faced with uncertainty in our world, like we're facing right now.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you like, in the time that you've been practicing, have you seen how naturopathy has changed? Have you seen that a kind of an evolution of it, or a maturity of it, or?
Yeah, like I feel I've only been out practicing for this is my 3rd year, so but I feel there is more awareness. I think there is more, and events like this really raise awareness in the public space. And I think people are turning to help with all the information available on the internet. People are coming across naturopathy, whether they maybe knew about it before or not. Or what I find is in my practice, we get referrals, word of mouth. Somebody's had some really great results, and so they might recommend a family member or friend. So I feel like it is evolving in terms of the awareness and what we can offer. and that we really fill such a vital space in the healthcare system. So absolutely. And, you know, even with the fact that Southern, you know, with health insurance, Southern Care have now added that module, so that, you know, if you have that module on your healthcare, your insurance plan, you can claim back some of your consultation fees. So even things like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I'd like to see it evolve even more, as
so that we're all part of the same system.
Yeah,
nice.
Absolutely. That beautiful integrated system. So I think we could do a lot better, you know, and sort of looking at the States, I know they do have a lot more in the way of integrated health care systems over there. So I think we could, you know, we could do a lot more there.
And in like, with your experience with naturopathy, being a naturopath and also seeing a naturopath, is there like one thing that's made the biggest difference that you could then share as a tip to others?
Yeah, so for me, you know, so what I've really gained personally is just the real understanding and the links between the different body systems. And for me, I see that, you know, whole food nutrition, an optimal digestive system, and mental well-being, and a very, you know, a resilient nervous system are really the foundations of great, you know, of great health. And so it's really understanding that it's not one area in isolation, that all aspects need to be considered for healing. I mean, you might exercise and eat all the right food, but if you're stressed or there's unresolved emotional aspects, you might find you're not making the progress that you'd like with your health. In terms of my number one tip, gosh, that's really hard, but I think something around mindfulness. You know, eating mindfully. You know, for many of us, we live really, really busy lives, and we end up eating on the run or in the car in front of the TV or a device of some kind, or at our desks at work, and it becomes a mindless task rather than an enjoyable, nourishing experience. And as we know, digestion involves intricate communication between, you know, the gut and the nervous system, and it can take the brain about 20 minutes to actually realize, you know, that we're actually feeling full. So eating too quickly can lead to us overeating, and while we're distracted, that can actually slow down digestive processes or stop it altogether. It's actually similar to what happens when we're feeling stressed. Our digestive system shuts down. So if we're not digesting well, we're not absorbing important nutrients from our food well. And so, you know, optimal digestion is key to good health. Amen. So perhaps looking at developing a ritual of sitting with family and friends to eat and enjoy food together would be a lovely way to achieve this.
Oh,
so that would be my top tip.
That's a good tip.
Thank you.
I said that as I was running around this morning, I had a crumpet, and I was running around eating the crumpet thinking, I shouldn't be doing this. Practice what you preach, Sarah.
Right, exactly. And isn't it amazing? Like, you know, you must feel the same when you see clients. It helps you check in with yourself.
Always.
You're constantly checking, am I practicing what I'm preaching? You know, we're all about educating and empowering our clients to, you know, gain those tools that they can take away and incorporate into their own lives. So, you know, I feel it's a real privilege. Like, I actually feel really lucky that I get to share that space with clients and hear their stories and be part of their healing journey. And you know, it works both ways.
It definitely will, because clients educate us too, and I certainly know if anyone's out there never seen a naturopath before, we're human, or certainly I'm human, and I'm not perfect, and I don't always do the things I know I should, even though I know I should. But it's a journey. Everyone's on their journey, and everyone's learning, and everyone's doing the best that they can, and we're all just at different stages. But
absolutely, and it's not judging, it's just really appreciating where people are at their stage in their life and at their stage of their healing journey, and just showing, being non-judgmental and being compassionate, and then we also learn to be like that with ourselves, so yeah, there's so many gifts, and it's great.
And if people wanted to get in touch with you, how could they get in touch with you?
Oh, okay. Well, they could get in touch with me through my website, which is veritynaturalhealth.co.nz, or through House of Health, and that's houseofhealth.co.nz. So,
Awesome. That's brilliant. Thank you so much for your time. Really interested in sharing your story with us, and I really appreciate you being here for that. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We'll see everyone later on for our next guest speaker. See you guys later on.
Thanks so much for the opportunity, Sarah. Take care.
Take care too.